Robert Lopez Flynn, who is describing himself as a native Texas cotton chopper and a hoe hand. Is that right? A hoe hand. As well as a member of the Texas Literary Hall of Fame, a past president and a fellow of the Texas Institute of Letters, a professor emeritus at Trinity University, and I thought I'd get more from the Trinity fans here. Thank you. And a recent recipient of a Lifetime Achievement Award from a Marquis Who's Who, which is incredibly impressive. His life and work could also be described as the search for morals, ethics, religion, or at least a good story in Texas, or as he puts it, Texas or other lesser-known parts of the world. And he is here to find a good story tonight, or maybe it's either a preposition or a proposition. Are you looking for a proposition tonight? Preposition. Oh, a preposition tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the man, the writer, Robert Lopez Flynn! Good to see you.
Welcome to you. I can't see you, but if you're out there, welcome to you. A personal welcome to my lifesavers you may run into. I am a Sullen Baptist from Chillicothe, Texas. Chillicothe, Texas is small. It's so small there's only one Baptist church. We had to go to Quanah to have a coincidence. For a confrontation, we could open the front door of the Baptist church. Directly across the street is a whole other church. It's not even Baptist. We called them Methodist when children were around, and we couldn't use presidential expletives. The Methodist church had stained glass windows, a steeple, and a pipe organ with real pipes. All 6 pipes were real. We had Venetian blinds, an out-of-tune piano, an out-of-date soprano, and an old rusty cross on the roof. There are different kinds of Baptists. Where there are 2 Baptists, there is a Baptist church. Where there are 3 Baptists, there are 2 Baptist churches. We multiply by dividing. Some Baptists believe Jesus said that those who do not feed the hungry, care for the sick, welcome aliens, seek justice for the poor, are doomed to the same eternity as Satan and his angels. Some Baptists up in Dallas say that's crazy. Most Baptists don't say Jesus was crazy. We say he was misquoted. On Sunday, you could go to either church and be told you were a vile, evil wretch, reeking of sin, or stay home and feel good about yourself. We were Baptist. We couldn't feel good about ourselves, even when we stayed home. Dad owned a cotton farm, and there was always something that needed to be picked, pulled, chopped, or plowed. Church was our only refuge from work. And still we couldn't do all the work by ourselves. One Sunday we were hanging out in church with other degenerates, and the pastor asked me where my father was. I said he went to Oklahoma to get some hoers. Cotton choppers, my mother screamed. Hoe hands. I had been taught that to have an epiphany, you had to go all the way to Wichita Falls. I had 2 epiphanies in the Chillicothe Baptist Church. Number 1, words that sound alike can make your mother scream. You can find those words by Google. Words that sound alike. Number 2, some words are so vile they should never be spoken when children and women are around. One such word was Oklahoma. Oklahoma had beer and professional bad women. Texas had iced tea and amateurs. Some Baptists believe the Trinity consists of the Father, the Son, and the Holy King James Baptist Bible. Some Baptists believe the mistakes in the Bible were put there by God. Some Baptists believe when Satan fell from heaven, he landed in the Pastoral Search Committee. Some Baptists love everyone except other Baptists. Some Baptists believe dancing is a sin because dancing leads to matrimony. Some Baptists believe men have authority over women. Other Baptists are married. Baptists believe it is a sin to think evil of anyone. However, we do not believe it is a mistake. Conservative Baptists believe only conservative Baptists have souls. Moderate Baptists believe all Baptists have souls. Liberal Baptists believe even Methodists have souls. Chillicothe Baptists were liberal. We believe Methodists had souls. It was a conscience they lacked. They taught children to say good, gooder, goodest, bad, badder, Baptist. I went to the Methodist church once. The sons of bitches were singing our songs. Carrie Clack is a Methodist. Methodists insisted that Chillicothe was the kind of place where a miracle could happen on any day, but not on Friday night. It would take more than a miracle for Chillicothe to win a football game. Both Baptists and Methodists prayed for Lutherans to move to Chillicothe. Lutherans grew up tossing and catching beer bottles. They never fumbled. Chillicothe Baptists cleaned Baptist graves twice a year, pulling and cutting weeds from around Baptist graves, because sometimes young people visited the cemetery at night. Methodist young people. And nothing makes a Baptist madder than Methodist making love over his dead body. The Methodists claimed they had a miracle. Lightning struck the steeple on the Methodist church, but did so little damage that church members repaired it themselves. Without God's intervention, the whole building would have burned down, they claimed. Baptists said it wasn't a miracle, it was an answer to Baptist prayers. And if the Methodists didn't learn humility, those prayers would ignite again. We came close to having our own miracle. Dad had 2 old mules that he used to bring in hay for the cows. One day I had gathered the eggs, and Dad brought in a wagon of hay, and he asked me to hold the reins while he fed the cows. I was sitting on the wagon, the bucket of eggs on the seat beside me, watching the mules, when one of them did what mules do when you're sitting behind them. It lifted its tail and produced some organic processed hay. On some vagrant Methodist impulse, I took an egg, poked it up there, and the mule sucked it in. Dad got in the wagon, and just as he took the reins, the mule did what you think. It raised its tail and laid an egg. Dad stared at the blunt end of the mule, trying to reconcile his sensory perception with his faith in the Masonic Lodge. Then Dad poked me with an elbow and said, "Wait till the Methodists hear about this." Thank you.
That was awesome. That was great. All right. I'm not sure which of these is on, but I'm going to just ask you a couple of embarrassing personal questions from one Baptist to another. I was American Baptist. Were you Southern Baptist? What do you call that?
I'm no longer a Southern Baptist, but I am a Baptist.
Okay. And now we should explain, you had to go first because you're going to be over at the River Center Comedy Club a little later on tonight?
I'm going to be at the bar.
At the bar. Now,
For people who know you through your writing, or maybe the interviews, I've seen some interviews that you do, this kind of writing, is it easier for you to do the shtick? You should do some, some TV comedy writing. Have you done anything?
No.
No? Have you ever done any stand-up?
No.
Would you like to?
No.
Okay. Maybe if you go to the bar long enough. Now, how much writing are you doing these days?
Every day. I write every day.
And is it any harder, any easier?
It gets harder all the time.
Why?
My favorite definition of a writer is someone for whom writing is more difficult than for other people.
Okay. So Methodists could just pull it off like that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They do.
Okay. Do you know any Methodists, or have you?
My family, outside myself, all the Flynn Baptist, I'm the only Baptist Flynn in the family. The rest are all Methodists.
Well, that explains a lot.
Well,
What's next coming out for you, and where can people find out more about Robert Flynn and his work?
right now I'm working on a book about Vietnam. I've written a novel about Vietnam and a memoir about Vietnam. And this will be, I was there after the war, during the war, after the war, and during the embargo, and after the embargo was lifted, and it's 3 different countries.
And now, is the humor that you exhibit tonight, I know it's in your books, but it doesn't seem, have you ever written anything just comedy, humor?
I used to write for the Wittenberg Door, if you're familiar with that.
I am not, but I know what the Wittenberg Door was and what was, nailed on it.
This is a magazine, was a magazine of religious satire. It bills itself as the world's only magazine of religious satire.
I believe that.
And they misspell Wittenberg. They misspell.
Okay.
Nobody knows whether that's deliberate or not.
And I should ask this, although it doesn't really matter, but how young are you at this point? What keeps you going?
I'm 80 years old and some months, but about 90 months.
Wow. Incredible. Robert Lopez Flynn, thank you very much for coming up. Give it up for the man, the writer, the myth, the legend, Robert Lopez Flynn. Thank you.